A Congressional Research Service report reveals new details about the U.S. Navy's Next-Generation Attack Submarine, or SSN-X. The sub, which begins procurement in 10 years, will refocus the U.S.'s undersea fleet away from supporting land wars to fighting enemy fleets both above and below the waves. The Navy's current attack submarine fleet consists of a mix of older Los Angeles-class submarines, Seawolf-class submarines, shown above, and the latest class of Virginia-class subs. The Virginia-class, currently in production, was meant to combine an affordable platform with a submarine that could operate closer to shore and support the land conflicts of the 9/11 era. The unprecedented peacetime expansion and modernization of China's People's Liberation Army Navy, as well as the introduction of new Russian attack and missile submarines, has prompted the U.S. Navy to begin development of SSN-X. Like the short-lived Seawolf-class before it, SSN-X will be built to directly take on enemy submarines and surface ships. A submarine focused on fighting other navies needs things the Virginias don't have, including a strong hull for exceptionally deep diving, more torpedo tubes, and a larger internal torpedo missile magazine. The subs will also likely be larger to accommodate linking up with and transporting uncrewed undersea vehicles. The new report says the Navy is examining 3 different options for SSN-X, a design based on the Columbia-class ballistic missile submarine, one based on the Virginia, and a brand new design. A Columbia-based boat built for carrying nuclear missiles would be huge, but could cost a lot to operate down the road. A Virginia-based boat, meanwhile, would be easier to develop, but could suffer similar limitations to the current class of boats. And an entirely new sub could check off every one of the Navy's requirements, but will still be expensive to develop and build, at least at first. The SSN-X could also include laser weapons, large flank sonar arrays, a quieter electric drive system, and hypersonic weapons. No matter what, the SSN-X design, and the requirements driving it, are likely to evolve, at least to some degree, in the future. The Navy is still very early in the process of crafting this submarine, requesting a very small $1 million for the project in the research and development portion of its most recent budget request for the 2021 fiscal year. There also remain very real questions about how the Navy plans to budget for the design and construction of a new class of advanced and potentially very expensive attack submarines together with its other priorities. The service had run into similar issues with the Seawolves and, together with general defense spending drawdowns following the end of the Cold War, ended up only buying 3 of those submarines. The first-in-class USS Seawolf and its sister USS Connecticut both cost $6 billion in the end, while the Jimmy Carter, which, as already mentioned, is a unique subclass unto itself, was even more expensive. They remain the costliest attack submarines ever built anywhere in the world. However, their advanced capabilities, including their especially good performance while operating under thick ice, such as in the Arctic region, mean they are in very high demand within the Navy. All of this also comes as the Navy is now pushing a proposal to expand the size of its overall fleet to 500 ships and submarines, up from less than 300 now, by 2045. Another questionably ambitious plan that you can read about more in these past Warzone pieces. Still, the Navy is clearly very committed to its new attack submarine plans, at least at present, which it feels are critical to countering expanding and increasingly active Russian and Chinese submarine fleets, as well as other naval developments in both of those countries. China has been on a naval construction blitz in the past few years, including the stunningly rapid construction of large capital ships, including aircraft carriers, amphibious assault ships, and destroyers, as well as various submarines. The advantage we have in the undersea is an advantage that we need to not only maintain, but we need to expand. I want to own the undersea for forever because I know that I can be really lethal from the undersea, Chief of Naval Operations Admiral Mike Gilday said in October, according to USNI News. When you think attack boat, you're thinking, that can move around the timing and tempo of an operational commander's need to deliver ordnance on target in a timely fashion. And so it's got to be a fast sub as well. As it stands now, the Navy's next class of attack submarine is set to be even larger and far more advanced than the Navy's prized Seawolf-class, which remains among the most capable submarines in the world.